So I got a response from a woman when I was talking about giving a man an ultimatum and how that is the worst idea you could ever do regarding marriage on just so many levels, not just energetically. And her response to that was, that's how most women get married these days. So I found the urgent need to talk about why a man is not proposing and or committing, but mostly, why is he not proposing? Very simply, if a man is not proposing, it means he's not in the energy to propose, which means you are not in the energy of your Empress energy. You are not in feminine energy. You are, however, in mother energy. You see, when you have a mother energy in a dynamic with a man, it makes him do a couple of things. It makes him test the waters of how much he can get away with. It makes him take and see how much he can take. And it makes him wait to see how much he can receive while not giving. And that is a boy's energy. A man's energy is evoked and awakened, literally sparked, from the vulnerability of feminine energy. It's like when you go on a date with a woman, she's waiting for you to say things that will touch her soul. And the more innocent you are about it and the more authentic about it, the more you'll have her in the palm of your hand like water. Because when you touch her inside is how she feels connected to you.
Men are done with being taken for granted in relationships.
So like a woman needs to be sparked into her vulnerability, a man needs to be sparked into his action ability. And a man will only take action, since he's an intelligent creature and he works from his logic, when he needs to, not when he doesn't need to, because that would be a waste. So when you're in all this energy of mother energy, you're giving too much. You're giving too soon. You're always available. You drop what you're doing. You change your plans around. You take a stretch and go out of your way to make him comfortable. And all these things, the man in the boy energy will want to receive, will want to take, will want to test, will want to see how much you can do without getting anything. But the second you say, sorry, I can't, I've made already plans, the second you keep the conversation short, and the second that you don't text a whole paragraph when he gives you one little heart, the second you go out and spend the whole day on pampering yourself when he's had the day off, but he hasn't planned anything to do with you, and you show him that you're going to do things for you because you're important, is the day you will turn him on. So, if your guy has not proposed to you, if he hasn't talked about marriage with you, I guarantee you a couple of these things have happened already.
They're tired of always being the ones to chase, plan, and pay, only to be met with expectation and entitlement.
A, you gave him all of yourself already, so what the fuck is there to work for? Sexually, he's had the pinnacle already. B, you've moved in with him and played wife. And so he has no need to wonder what that will be like. C, you've become his manager, his life coach, his nurse, his caretaker, his massager, his loan shark, his mother, his sexual partner. You've become everything for him to make his life better. So if you're upgrading his life, he's not going to think about how to upgrade your life, nor is he going to be in tune with what he needs to give to you. He's too busy receiving because you're in masculine energy fucking giving, and he's in feminine energy fucking receiving. At which point you might say to yourself, oh, well, this won't fucking do. Okay, well, I'm going to give him an ultimatum. and then you tell him, if you're not going to marry me, I'm just going to move out. Do you think guys are fucking stupid? Do you think he won't say, oh, okay, just to get his bearings, just to really figure out if he actually really wants you while he starts coasting and having his eye on many others? Because now you've given him an ultimatum. So that word can never be born in him. It's forced out of him. And if he complies and does what you say, he's a boy. And then do you feel amazing that he popped the question because you made him? Yes, you might feel strong like a mother would that she can control her child, but you just watch how you have to watch his every move and all the other women's every move because you don't feel secure that he even fucking wants you because it didn't come from him at all. And or the worst, you had said, I'm in love with you way before he even had a chance to feel that and solidify it and have that trickle out of his mouth and pour into your soul.
It's exhausting to feel like you're always fixing things and getting nothing in return.
So is he hungry for you? Does he keep his paws on you? Is he protective with you? Does he have to reach out and connect with you? Does he have to be with you? Does he have to feel you? Does he have to protect you? I'm not saying like my cat, he has to go to the toilet and watch you pee, but very close. He needs to be around you. He needs to make sure you're in his life. He needs to make sure that no one else scoops you. And when that happens, he will propose. Not a second before and not a minute sooner. So for all you women out there that are for sure in your masculine energy and giving a man an ultimatum, understand that if he obeys you, he is not a man. He is your boy. And can you now look up to the man of your choice that you make him do what you want when it comes to his heart, which always has to be given freely from a man in order to secure you that it's really what he wants. Otherwise, you just never fucking know. So what the fuck do you do? I'll tackle that in the next video. Catch my series. I've got 3 epic fucking series. The Art of Detachment, How to Get Your Ex Back, especially if you screwed up, and Calling Out a Femme Guy. That's the most lethal one. All the feminine power tools are in that one, and How to Get Your Ex Back. These are going to be purposeful and useful for all things in life because it's not about calling him or saying a script. It's about energies and how they work and how to extract the right energy from your feminine energy in order to make the magic happen. And if you truly, and I mean only if you truly want to know all about masculine and feminine energies, I wrote the first book about it. It took me almost 20 years, 15 years, right here. The Wisdom of the Penis, on Amazon, sorely needed. I kid you not. This book will completely change your life. They're already coining it the Relationship Bible for good.
The thrill is gone when it becomes a one-way street.
Okay, so I be seeing a lot of women saying nowadays, like, men don't really chase women like they used to. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Men not like they used to be. And it's like, nowadays, a lot of women ain't nothing to chase. Back in our grandma day and back in the day when women were provided for and when women were taken care of, a man actually had to put in a certain kind of work to get certain benefits from women. They had to marry a woman to have a baby with her. They had to marry her to get her in the house cooking and cleaning. Nowadays, women give a man everything for the bare minimum. Like, these men had to go to the strip clubs to see a girl undressed. Nowadays, women just do it for free just because they feel like they can. It's like women need to pick a lane. Like, you cannot be a 304 and a housewife. Y'all be talking about how y'all want to get tricked on and y'all don't care what men think, but then in the same breath, y'all talk about how y'all want to be taken care of and y'all want to be provided for. Like, y'all delusional. Like, y'all have to y'all part of the problem. Like, men change because women change. Like, y'all not like y'all was back in the day at all.
Many guys are opting out of long-term relationships because they feel like modern women want control, validation, and benefits without putting in the work.
One of women's major complaints today is that men up to date don't act like men back in the day. They don't take their time out to court women anymore. They're not intentional about seeking out to be in a relationship with women. They're shying away from commitment. They don't really care to protect women. They don't care to provide for women. They don't care to tolerate women at all unless it's just sexual. And nobody can seem to figure it out. Well, I got the answer. Women have decided we no longer need to impress men, and the ones who do want to go out of their way for a man that they may be interested in or actually with, they are shamed and made to feel like that they are doing something wrong for seeing a man past the tangibles. Everything that men have asked for, women have shunned them and said that we're not doing those things for you. We're doing them to appease ourselves. Everything is in the antithesis of men, so much to the point where women have decided that they no longer have a need for man past his provisional aspects, such as him having money or such as him just having great sex. And somewhere along the lines, we've lied to ourselves and said men only objectify us and want sex for us. So in return, you want to play the man's game and try to do it back. But then when they start telling you that they want things like a woman who can think, or a woman who's actually going to be a partner, or a woman who can provide them a form of companionship, or a woman who brings them peace, or a woman who can read the room, a woman who can listen, a woman who knows how to cook, clean, nurture, and care for a house, a woman who's tentative, all of those things seem to be off your radar. We've taken cooking and cleaning and equated it to slavery, which I have no idea why we would be so disrespectful to our ancestors, because slavery was not just simply house chores. We've taken something so simple as, hey, maybe you're overreacting to, oh, he's gaslighting us, calling them narcissists, and disregarding all of their boundaries, even so much as the clothing. There is nothing there left to the imagination, because everything that he may aspire to get, so can every other man. See, it's so easy to see a woman post her ass and her titties on the timeline, or even walk outside with everything on but the armor of the Lord. And when he asks for a picture, all of a sudden you tense up like he just wants to objectify you, when actually you're just confused and you're not consistent with the message that you're sending. Women have found a way to say we don't need to impress men, men need to impress us. But when they tell you what they want, you call them bad bitches. You say that they want to be the new women. When they express their disdain or certain hatred, you call them sassy. Nothing is ever just introspectively saying, hey, maybe I don't act like my mama, maybe I don't act like my grandmama, maybe I don't act like my aunties, because you thought those women were weak in order to keep a man. You thought that they were a pick-me. But maybe it would be wise to take a page out of their book, because they had a far better success rate with getting men to do exactly what they needed them to do, simply honoring their word. We've lost the plot. Women no longer understand the power of the P, if you know what I mean. Some would say that men found their worth. That's why they have stopped doing things for women, because it's so easy to get out of you nowadays. So maybe when women start to be a little bit more impressive towards men again, and they start doing all the things that men desire in order to get a woman, we could have them like put it in our hands. Start being impressive. You wouldn't complain about what a man don't do for you.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal, where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
They're not angry. They're just done with the games.
The reason why men don't try anymore is because if they can't get it with you, they're gonna get it with someone else. So therefore, you shouldn't be hard to get, right? Let's talk about this dilemma. Hello, my name is Carla, and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. I think that this is a great conversation to have. Most men aren't trying anymore. Most men don't chase anymore. Why? Let's look at different factors. There's a lot of women that don't respect themselves. What happens when a lot of women don't respect themselves? When they normalize intimacy, don't have self-control, and when women don't believe that they're worthy. You know what happens? It makes men lazy. This problem that we have isn't because of men. You realize that, right? Us as women have a lot of more power than what you think. We literally set up the criteria for when a man can get to us. Think about it. When performing intimacy, who is letting the other person in? We are. And that's with everything. We let a man get to us, not the other way around. Because again, men chase status. They're more prone to ego. So it's only going to take enough rejections for them to either step it up or walk away. So what happens when women are lazy and give men what they want all the time? Makes men lazy, and it makes it hard for women to find good men. So the solution here is to be hard to get, is to have high standards so that we don't allow lazy men into our lives. And if everybody had this standard, we wouldn't be in this dilemma. But because there's a lot of women that have not found their worth, we're stuck here.
I was speaking to my mum about dating, and because I'm out a lot for work and things like that, and I love to socialize, she was like, oh, like, have you met anyone out? And I'm like, well, I will see a guy that, say, I've texted or, like, met online or have mutuals with, and he will, like, look at me and then turn away and then message saying, like, hey, you looked gorgeous today. And that's, like, a universal experience for every girl. Like, guys will just text you later on. And mum's like, what the fuck? Like, mum's like, when I would go out, if a guy was interested, he'd straight up go, like, hey, I'm interested in you, like, whatever, what's your number? And if you liked him, you'd give him your real one. If you didn't, you'd change one digit. That's what she said to me. My mum did make a point that I go for socially awkward private school boys that don't know how to talk to girls because they went to single sex schools, so that's a big factor too. But, like, I took it upon myself to call my guy friend and literally ask for the answers. I'm like, just tell me, like, what is stopping guys from just, like, approaching girls naturally and not, like, sleazy, just, like, literally for a conversation? Because guys that, like, do that, like, reap the benefits anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be a sleaze to, like, pull a girl in the first place. My guy friend said, unless a girl is, like, making it that obvious, like, at a pub, for example, that she's into him, he's like, she has to fully be, like, waving at me for me to think to go over. And he said that rejection just isn't worth it these days because that girls, like, have higher standards of men, so guys genuinely feel like they just aren't good enough and to go up and introduce themselves. And I'm like, that's actually kind of sad because I do feel like girls are getting judgier, but I also feel like boys are the same. And I think it goes down to dating apps and social media, obviously. But dating apps is like shopping, like no, yes, no. So it's like people are getting pickier, but yeah, it's like people don't know how to socialize anymore, and it's really sad. I saw on TikTok a card game that someone invented called We Met at a Bar. I don't know if you've seen it, but it actually looks like a cool idea, and they should collab with different pubs in Melbourne and just like have the card game sitting at like different tables or something. I feel like that'd be so good. Pretty much, I think it was like they had like different not dares, but like I don't know, you have to look it up, but it's called We Met at a Bar, and like it introduces conversation. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I just feel like there's gotta be a way to just like improve everything about the dating culture. Otherwise, we're doomed.
Time is valuable, and people are looking for genuine connections, not a wild goose chase.
I know one thing I'm tired of is seeing bitches say, men don't chase women no more. Bitch, who want to chase a bill? What the fuck? In this economy? Come on now. You got to be coming with something. Y'all bitches ain't got nothing to come with other than demands. Like, what the fuck? Don't want to do shit for a nigga, but expecting all this love. Oh, our fathers and forefathers did it. Nigga. Fuck them niggas. What the fuck?
Men don't chase anymore. Men don't chase anymore. Why should they? No, really, tell me, why should they? What's the incentive? What's the incentive? You go with them now, 30 minutes later, they can do full lecture on your anatomy. Why should they? Do y'all remember there was a time in history where before a man could even see your bra strap, he had to marry you? And if he even did it on accident, the whole community had to force him to marry you. At a point, we actually have to start taking accountability as women and saying, you know what, we are part of the problem. We not only relinquished our power, we became so accessible. They chasing each other now because they harder to get for each other.
Good-looking guys have it easy, but the rest are left dealing with rejection and feeling like they're being sold a Nissan Altima for the price of a Rolls Royce. It's time for a change.
Why men stop chasing women. Now listen up and listen very carefully. Number one, he got what he wanted way too soon, okay? And that goes with physical and that goes with emotional, okay? Maybe you said something, or maybe you gave him something, a part of you, okay? You know where I'm getting at. And he doesn't have any mystery anymore. He doesn't need to try anymore. Number two, he forgets what makes you great. Now this happens in a lot of the times when you're long distance after just kind of starting to talk. He forgets that feeling that he had when he was with you. He forgets what made you amazing, what made you the one of interest to him. Number three, you went way too hard, way too fast, okay? If you're saying too much, if you're doing too much, if you're giving in too much, if you're doing his laundry, if you're cleaning his house, that's way too much. It's gonna scare him off. And that kind of explains number four, you're just trying way too hard. He doesn't have to put in any effort anymore because you're literally doing it all for him. And it's kind of an ick when you're trying way too hard in the beginning. Number five is very sad, okay? It became easy. And he got very, very bored. You didn't insist that you needed flowers or dinner or affection or physical touch or anything or reassurance. You were just way too easy for him. And he's quite literally bored and on to the next. And last but not least, you're being too nice. Men, unfortunately, love bitches. Okay, they love them. You need to be a little bit bitchy to him. You need to give him a little, that like fierceness out of you. You need to give that to him, okay? Because if you're too nice, he's gonna run. So let's not lose him, okay? Let's make him chase you again. You are so very welcome.
That's today's chapter of the Sigma Chronicles. Subscribe for more unfiltered reality.